And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Mike Yellow.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They give it off here to the tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
First down, Kansas City. Tight end Ringo. Tight end. Hey, 57, 57.
Mahomes now on first down. He finds Pirine out of the backfield. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And that's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, and defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Here's Mahomes to throw. He is going to find Hill here. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 34-yard line. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. They'll look to pick it up with McKinnon. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
So after the run by McKinnon, here's 1st and 10. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They get just 2 out of it there, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now Mahomes on the bootleg. He'll buy some time right. And that's caught by Thomas for a Kansas City touchdown. Demaryius Thomas, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now the first carry for Ronald Jones. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. Flip it, flip it, flip it. Mike 3.
Off the play fake, Winston. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we have. Absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. He finds his target. It's Evans. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 1st down Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13. And that's the first connection, the number 1 overall pick in 2015, finding the number 7 pick in 2014 in Evans.
And what a great target Mike Evans is for Jameis Winston. Winston's a pretty accurate thrower, but that catch radius that Evans provides, that makes him that much more dangerous.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. But he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
1st down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
1st and goal and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back.
Here we go. Here we go. Check. Check out route. Here we go.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
Watch time, watch time. Tight end right, tight end right. All right. Fire down. Stand up in it. Check 99, check 99, check Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. 36, 36.
And they try to sweep to Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Tight end's right. Hey, 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 hey. Combo. Mike 3, Mike 3. Combo. 3 buzz.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. A strong safety, Sean Davis, there to break up that pass play.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least 1 home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. Steps away to his left. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage.
40. Watch the shit. 15. Watch the shit.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That goes for a Chiefs 1st down, 14 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Let's see what you got.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 5. Now a carry for Pirine. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he'll be taken down at the 26. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage. 17 on the play.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Yellow. 180. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
Staying on the ground. This time it's Smith. And he stopped immediately there. Levante David in on the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Able to find Shaheem here. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. On 1st and goal. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
The defense is doing their best, but they're struggling right now. They'll look for some help from their own offense to keep them in the game.
Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gets fielded in the end zone.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, you're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
I'm going to run you over. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Hey, watch it, watch it. Wait. Where'd we go?
Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Coming to you, coming to you.
From the gun, they will run with McKinnon. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Yeah, he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last. Jones hit and the ball's out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. He won't get in, but they are going to have the football in a great spot. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Well, that sure started out as a good example of what they call backed up or coming out on offense, meaning you're backed up close to your own goal line. Big-time emphasis on practicing that to try and create some room at no less to give the punter a chance to kick the ball away. It means take care of the ball, try and create some space. They were doing that, and the ball comes free.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
And they work this out past the 25. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Ready? White 25. I'm scared. Green, cover C. 29 is the mic. Mike 29.
On 1st and 10, Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Green, triple T. Mike 3. Green, triple T. Combo. I'm coming, baby. Woo! Hey, switch gears. Let me go.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Ready? Blue ready. Mike 34. Hey, defense, let's go. Let's go.
On play action, Winston. And this is caught by Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the gun, Winston. And he fires one that's intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick. The 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Keep getting those touchdowns.
This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That'll be taken in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
You ready?
At their own 19-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. They go play action. Winston. And Winston lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Jameis to throw it. He's got Evans. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
On first down, it's Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A big pickup there, 18 yards and a Buccaneer first. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
That's into the hands of the tight end, Leggett.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Play action now, Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Darren Lee in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Here's Pirine. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
They'll run it here with Pirine. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 30-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Yellow. 45. I got it.
Pirine, draw play. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll run it now with Smith. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
2nd down, McKinnon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he finds Seals-Jones complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 36. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Again, here's P-Ryan. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Samaje Perine, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys continue to pour it on. Butker on for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Jameis now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Play fake. Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Darren Lee able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Winston going to get this out to Evans. 24-yard line. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll run on 1st down. Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
At the Chiefs' 25-yard line.
Mike 3.
Now it's a bootleg with Winston. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Colin Saunders coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long.
4 down. Mike 3.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Winston now. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will cut this lead down to 25.
Buccaneers 10. Bradley Pinion gets kicked off.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
Yellow. I go little lady. All day, baby, all day.
And they take a knee.
A loss of a yard on the play. And it's 3rd down.
So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better, and that got it done in this one.
So for Kansas City, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.